Welcome, marketing chefs. I've got something truly special cooking in the Omni-Channel oven today. You asked the question about all things related to the ABCDM hits. What does that stand for? I will be answering your questions about advertising, branding, communications, digital, and marketing. And what do the hits stand for? Hyperconnected, IoT, technology, and sales. I'll answer your questions here today. Customer service, what is it? How will brands revolutionize customer experience? Will AI ever reach the point of understanding human emotion in terms of brand experience? Up next in the Marketing Kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen, the Marketing Kitchen. Hi, I'm Ron Vining, your host of Marketing Kitchen TV. Rather than take the time to do the standalone Q&A like I've been doing, I thought that I would change it up a bit and I would just go through the Twitter feed and answer as many questions as I can. And if the video gets too long, I'll cut it up into 2 or 3 different videos. As a reminder, please make sure to ask your questions at the @MarketingKitchenTV Twitter feed with the hashtag Q&A, and I'll answer your questions here. All right, let's take a look at the first question we have. So the specific question is, isn't customer experience just another name for customer service? What are the most important components of the customer experience? Thank you. All right, customer service and customer experience are different, but yet they do have some similarities. So let me try to answer those for you quickly. All right, customer service, what is it? Customer service is when you have when you're either inquiring about buying a product or you actually have already purchased the product and you are asking a company to support that product. Now you might say, well, why does somebody need to support the product if you haven't bought it yet? Isn't that sales then in that? Well, customer service and sales also have some overlap with each other. So if I, for example, am thinking about buying one Apple Watch over another, or thinking about buying one iPad over another model, then perhaps I will take to Twitter and I'll go to Apple support, or I will go to the Apple website, or I'll go to the Apple store, and I will state, hey, I'm thinking about buying a product A or product B. Can you tell me or direct me as to which it is that I should get? Or perhaps it's an enterprise sale. Perhaps you have acquired some form of inventory management software. So you're wondering based upon whether the features of this particular software will work with your hardware, will work across your supply chain, helping you from basically the idea from to R&D to manufacture, getting it shipped out, the logistics of that, and then getting it to your customer. So perhaps you're inquiring about whether or not this ERP software, if you will work in your system. And so you would go to pre-sales, perhaps. You would go to customer service, or let's say that you have bought that software, or you've bought that watch, or you've bought that iPad. What will happen is that customer service then is that entire process or that experience of actually speaking to somebody, or getting an email back, or getting a tweet back, or face-to-face interaction of a knowledgeable individual who is able to guide you through the information that you seek, or the troubleshooting tips that are necessary to get you up and running. Again, because I mentioned customer service or customer support is that whole notion of the fact that either before I've bought or after I've bought, if I have a question or a problem, will you be able to answer that for me? That's why we have terms too, like as I already mentioned, pre-sales. But there's also another term too, perhaps you've heard after sales support, right? So what is after sales support? Well, that's customer service, right? Or that's customer support. So that can be in that function. Customer service could also be, or could also mean, but customer service can also be how you were treated during this entire process. And so customer service can be something as simple as when I walk into that Apple store, when the employee approaches me, how it is that they greet me. What is that like? What is that process like? So did they serve me well from the moment they said hello to me till I asked them questions about the product, have the product in my hand, it's been rung up on the portable POS, and off I go. So how was that customer service? Customer service can also come in the form of going to Starbucks. And when I walk in and I get to the cash register and the barista greets me, how is it that they address me? And one of the things that I really admire about Starbucks, especially here in Singapore, is it's like cheers. So I'm originally from Boston. Most of you may be familiar with the TV series Cheers and the theme song where everybody knows your name. Well, when I go to a Starbucks here in Singapore, especially the ones that I frequent more often, they see my face, they know my name. So before they've seen my loyalty app, before they've swiped my cards, they say, "Hello, Ron. Hello, Mr. Ron. How can we help you out today?" Or what's even better is, you're going to have your usual. And so before I even bother to confirm, they're ringing in a tall, hot, well, typically tall, hot, no-whip mocha. And so, I mean, that's great. So that's fantastic customer service. We're clear, I guess, on the terms that are there. I always want to give, when I give examples, so those are all, when I gave the example of the ERP software, I was giving B2B, but I always want to try to cover B2C and then B2B. So customer service in a B2B experience could be, let's say I go to a trade show, and it's a tech trade show. There, a lot of technology is on offer there. When I walk up to different booths, I just happen to ask a question, or somebody is actually active or proactive at the booth and comes and greets me, gives me a pen, gives me a notepad, begins to talk to me, asks me questions as opposed to waiting for me to ask questions, so that they can determine how it is they can best help me out. So then we talk about how potentially the size of my company and the number of employees I have, what it is that I'm looking for from them, and that becomes a good customer service. And I keep trying to not use the word experience because I want to move on. I want to be able to distinguish the two is there, but that's great customer service, right? Or if I'm a big enterprise player, and when I call into the company, I want them to know my name, I want them to know my company, I want them to have a CRM system where they know me, they know what my needs are, so that when I don't have to run through everything, we can just get to what my question is and get to a solution right away. So that's good enterprise or B2B customer service. What is customer experience? Well, that is how pleasurable or displeasurable all of what I just talked about before was. What is that experience like? So when I go into an Apple store, I talked about the customer service and customer support piece of that. Or if I go on to Apple's website, I talk about the ability to book an appointment for support, have live chat, do email, and phone number to call, right? So there's that. But what is that experience like? So was that store designed in such a way that it excites me? I feel more excited to buy their products based upon that. When I go to the website, the UI, the user interface, or the UX, the user experience of how I can navigate through it. Was that more enjoyable? Was that easy? Was that fulfilling? Did that help to move along the ability for me to make a decision on my customer journey to then buying one of those products? So that's that experience. When I'm at the trade show, I'm doing a B2B play, and I'm talking about, again, the needs of my company, trying to understand that. What is that experience like? What was the booth like? So if you ever go to trade shows, Some of the smaller firms, they have just a small booth with 1 or 2 people at it. Some of the larger companies have suites where you feel like a VIP, and where you can get invited and you can go into the suite and they'll wine and dine you, and then you'll talk business in a more relaxed setting as opposed to being on sort of the trade show floor. So that is an experience. So really the difference between customer service and support is the knowledge of sort of the ease and the knowledge and the friendliness, how timely all of that process took. Was it enjoyable? But then the experience side takes enjoyable to a whole nother level, where that experience is something that is memorable, something that you'll tell your friends about, something that you'll go back to the office and tell your colleagues about, something that you will want to repeat. And so that's the difference really about the service versus experience. So when I go into a Starbucks, not all of them are created equal, right? But some of them have fantastic views, some of maybe a body of water, landmarks. In Taipei, one of them is almost at the top of Taipei 101. And so that's a remarkable experience on top of having the coffee. So the physical location can be part of the experience. The design of the website can be the experience. The layout or the furniture or the VIP suite can be part of that experience. And then what was the taste and the quality and the speed of delivery, and all of those things can play into the experience aspect of that. Please engage with me back in the video. I certainly can film a follow-up video to answer questions that you might have, or I'll just respond to you right on the page. All right, I hope that answers your question, and I look forward to the next one. Let's take a look at this question. How will brands revolutionize customer experience? How innovative will they get? That's a good question. First of all, I wouldn't say that brands need to revolutionize customer experience. They just simply need to offer it. And customer experience is a critical component in sales, in engagement, in word of mouth. I specialize in brand experience marketing. And what that means is understanding whatever channel it is that you communicate with your customer and making the experience on that channel equal. If it's online, it should be a branded experience that should be positive. If it's offline, it should also be a branded experience that's positive. Or if it is online and offline, or omni-channel or transmedia, then that experience needs to be seamless. How innovative should they be? We have a lot of tools available to us today. Sky is really the limit. Customer experience or brand experience can traverse anything from the physical retail store environment. Well, think about, actually, let's back this up for a second. Let's talk about the customer experience journey. We call it in retail customer experience and sales journey. Today, from the moment that you wake up, we pick up our phone. From the phone, maybe we're listening to the radio, maybe we're looking at television, maybe we eat at home, maybe we don't. We run out the door. If we're driving, then we see billboards. If we're taking the subway, we see other types of out-of-home transit displays. You may see electronic billboards in the form of Jumbotron TV screens. There's a number of immediate, just in the morning, messages that were given. And there should be a seamless customer experience across all of those. How innovative can brands get? We can take on all of those channels and we can take them a step further. We can utilize anywhere from EDM or notifications on your phone. That would be email or getting some type of an SMS or some type of a push notification based on proximity. There could be QR codes that we could check in. In some markets, with RFID, based upon, and with beacons, based upon whatever your settings are on your device, you could be receiving a seamless message on your phone from what you're seeing in the physical environment as well too. Really is pretty much, sky's the limit. The innovation opportunity is quite open, quite diverse. It's really based upon the limitations of the brand, the marketplace, or even potentially your consumer. All of this, of course, requires a stable web access, whether that's in the form of data or Wi-Fi, for most of this communication to work. But continuing on in your customer's consumer experience and sales journey throughout the day, they may be on their way to work, and then once they're in work, or maybe when they're on the subway, they, of course, they're seeing all the messages that are there. But once they've gotten to work, they have access to, if they didn't bring one with them already, tablet, laptop, desktop, word of mouth at the water cooler. One goes to lunch, bombarded with a number of messages similar to what I mentioned that happens in the morning. Could happen throughout the lunch period. A return back to work, again based on word of mouth, other discussion that happens. Traditional channels, newspaper, magazine, any number of surfing the web, any number with any type of advertising that could pop up. Banner ads on your mobile device, playing a game while you're in the toilet, seeing an in-app display, checking in with your friends on Facebook, seeing a sponsored or promoted post. The media just continues. Maybe you didn't get a chance to go shopping during your lunch break, but on your way home from work, you hit the mall. When you're in the mall or on your way to the mall, you're bombarded by a number of messages. Again, similar channels that I mentioned that happen to you in the morning and during lunch. But now in the retail sales environment, based upon proximity, you may be invited in to a particular shop for the latest deals. And that could have happened through Beacon, so it notifies you on your device. Or you received an email throughout the day or over the weekend reminding you that there was a big sale going on. You go in to check that out. In the physical store, then it could be anything from virtual or augmented reality. There could be an engagement platform through an app, which enables you, through augmented reality, place it on in the environment and be able to see a unique experience. Or perhaps the store has virtual reality, or maybe they have a dressing room that uses augmented reality. You try on one dress, but you can see it in 10 different colors. Wonder what you look like with the tan? Well, the mirror can do that for you as well too. There's a number of different things that can happen based upon, really it's just the limitation of the retailer. The limitation is not on you as the consumer, because you probably already have the technology necessary to make that happen. Well, I hope that answers your question. I try to keep these answers to 5 minutes. There's so much more that could be said, just trying to give you a glimpse into how innovative a brand experience can be. Remember, when we're talking about customer experience, somebody may forget what you said, what you did, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. So always be thinking about creating an engagement that makes your customer feel good about you and your brand. Thank you. See you again in the next marketing Q&A. Let's take a look at this interesting question. Brands need to connect with their consumers faster and on a deeper level. Do you think artificial intelligence will ever get to the point of understanding human emotion in order to excel in this new age of I, or will it make brands seem dangerous? I think you would be creeped out if you realized that this is already happening today. So it's really not a matter of, will it ever get to the point? It's a matter of, do you realize that it's happening already? Artificial intelligence is being utilized to this very day, this very moment, this very second, to take in all of the data points that you've either given or have been taken from you, compiled together, crunched, quantum computing. We've gone way beyond that. Data set or segments, behavioral characteristic has been placed upon you. It's been said that Google knows when you will go to it and what you will ask before you do. That is, and you say, will it make brands seem dangerous? Well, yeah, that's already at that point. And that does seem dangerous to me. To think that Google knows when and what I will ask before I even ask it. Perhaps it's coincidence, but have you ever been having a conversation with someone about a particular topic and then gone to Facebook and seen an advertisement for that particular topic? Wonder how that happened. We're already at that point in time. To me, it is a revolutionary, it's amazing, it's a marketer's dream, but it's downright scary. And right now it's innocuous. I wouldn't trust what could happen in the future, which could then put you as an individual, not just as a consumer, at risk. And then it does become dangerous. It's not a matter of if or when, it's now. It's about how do we protect ourselves? What rights do we have? How do we get our government to rein in the technology companies? And then at the end of the day, how do we even rein in our government potentially? Who can we trust? Who's watching the watchers? With the advent of fake news, with the advent of algorithms, programmatic media and campaigns, who can we trust? Can we trust government? Can we trust academia? Can we trust religion? Can we trust corporations? Can we trust the news media? Who can you trust? That's where the danger begins to lie, because when technology is able to fully understand or replicate or mimic even the human condition, then even messages being put on Facebook or Instagram or whatever channel, who's to say that an AI can't impersonate you? There's different terms that have been used, like shadow banning and different things of that nature. Imagine if the AI replaces you and is sending pictures and messages that look and sound like you to your friends, and you're completely unaware of it because you're seeing something different on your wall. We're getting to the point in time where that's quite possible if it hasn't happened already. The more and more data that we give away, the more and more risky or dangerous this can become. Again, I don't want to be a naysayer. I'm a futurist. I want to be positive about technology, and I want to say that these are some truly amazing things. It's certainly much better for me to see an ad about something I'm interested in. So if I have a conversation with a friend about going on a holiday to Hong Kong Disneyland, and I say that, wow, ticket prices are too expensive, I happen to go onto Facebook, and because, whether it was through an email or because it was listening in on the microphone on my watch or on my phone, that it then offers me there's a couple of ads there that have cheap airfare to Hong Kong, cheap hotel, or some type of a sale or promo package to stay at Hong Kong Disneyland. Or let's say that I say to a friend that I'm looking to purchase a particular item as a gift, but it's too expensive, or I don't know where it's available. And then the next time I'm browsing online, there's an ad, promoted post or something for that particular product at a favorable price point. So those are creepy, but at least it's value or customer centric. That'll do it for this episode. I hope you found my answers useful. In the next episode of Marketing Kitchen TV Q&A, we'll pick up where we left off. I hope that we can have some engagement on this channel by you offering some comments. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like it, and please share with your friends. It will really help the channel to grow, which in turn will help me and make this a better resource for us all. Thank you for your question. If you'd like me to answer a question here on Marketing Kitchen TV, all you need to do is go to the @MarketingKitchenTV on Twitter, use the hashtag Q&A, and I will answer your questions here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, there's always fresh content simmering on our storytelling stovetop. So whatever happens in this kitchen shouldn't stay in this marketing kitchen. I'm Ron Vining, your host, reminding you to invite your family and friends to the next episode of Marketing Kitchen TV.